All right, guys, welcome back to the show. Just wanted to do a quick video. So just a few minutes ago, actually, I can tell you the time, and I'm sure KR can confirm this. So now the time is 4:22 p.m. and KR just sent me a video, and it will look kind of similar, but it did trigger to me to talk about something. And I'm even going to title this video, so I haven't, obviously I'm recording right now, but I'm going to title this video the perfect centralized crypto exchange scam, right? Okay. And this is kind of related to what's just happened last week, SBF and whatnot and this and that. And I think this is going to be the last video I'm going to do on him and on his scam, and I think this would just explain everything. It's just beautiful, right? So what I want to talk about is the perfect scam, right? The perfect centralized exchange or whatever institution scam, right? That's what I want to talk about. Now, imagine, so this is me, right? So imagine I have a centralized exchange, right? And I've got political connections. I have all sorts of insiders. I'm connected academically, Congress, this, that, whatever. I'm just heavily connected with people, right? I get to sit with some of the big boys where most people can't even go next to, right? That's what I do, right? So all you're doing is remember, clear your minds and imagine, right? So I have an agenda, and part of my agenda is that you are going to go in, think of it like a CIA, FBI, MI5, whatever you want to call it. So you're a secret agent, right? You've got all the backing that you need. We're going to put you in there to go and do certain things, right? Imagine going in there, learning the trade, understanding everything. And of course, we're going to support you financially to basically make something very big and wow everybody and get some government products online, right? So government crypto projects or whatever you want to call it, right? Or government incentivized, or at least beneficial to the government. So this is how we're going to leave this, right? So we need you to go in and do it so nobody actually understands what's going on. So, and I'm not going to name any names here, but so you come in and you've already got the political backing, you've got all the laws, everybody has given you the clear. You're protected, right? You go in. So you open up the biggest exchange. So I would open up the biggest exchange out there because I'll get the funding, I'll get the pumping, everything that is necessary for me to be big. I'll get all of those. Once I've got all of those, the next stage is for me to start launching some protocols via the exchange, right? Or via anything I'm attached to, basically the whole agenda, right? So I do this and I launch a few projects here and there, but all of them necessarily don't have to be a dodgy project or anything like this, right? So think about it, like maybe one is the actual project, the rest of them are just there as a shadow, right? So kind of shadowing this particular one. So you don't really know which one is what. But then we start showing some of these protocols on the World Economic Forums and this and that, and we're talking about with the CBDC and XYZ, right? So it could be anything, right? We're talking about blockchains. We're testing out this idea. We're trying to learn, how does this whole system work? How do these nutcases who jump into crypto work, right? So that's the whole idea. So okay, years go past, I've learned enough, I understand enough. I say, okay, I'm going to pull the plug, that's it, we're going to shut it down, and we need to bring the market down. And of course, that probably has another agenda to the point where that's probably being done so that we can get discounted coins. Because think about it, I mean, every time we have a bull run, we barely ever get those discounted price, which were before, like the previous bull run prices, right? So we never go below that. So how can we get cheap Bitcoin? How can we get cheap Ethereum? How can we restart this? Because look, we clearly missed the boat, but now we understand more. We have accumulated enough. We have large stashes and we can control things with regulation. So let's do this, right? So we also want to obviously launch regulation. So this video is going to be very confusing to people who don't understand what I'm talking about, but I'm sure others do. So just to kind of reiterate, I'm the guy launching the scam. I'm the guy doing the scam. So imagine this, right? So this is what we're doing. I'm being SBF basically. So I'm acting as if I'm SBF, Sam Bankman-Fried, right? So that's who I'm trying to be right now. So understand this, right? So I'm SBF, I open an exchange, I got all the political backing, I have everything that I need to launch this program, learn everything I want to, and in the background, hidden agenda, I'm launching blockchains and whatnot, and I'm understanding more because I'm in the community now. People are coming to me to launch their projects, right? So I'm getting inside information on how things work without me really trying that hard. It's very simple, right? You know, that's the benefit of being an owner of an exchange. So now the plug is pulled. Of course, discounts are coming. So when the discounts come in, a lot of people start accumulating, which is absolutely fine. So you accumulate. And then finally, you know, a couple of days later, what do you call this? The exchange gets hacked, right? Well, you know, so exchange goes down, exchange gets hacked. Okay, fine. Blame it on whoever you want it. Nothing was done properly anyway, but that doesn't matter. It doesn't. I don't really care how things were done. That's not, you know, it doesn't matter to me. As long as an exchange works, it works, right? If it doesn't, it doesn't. And ultimately, I would never ever leave my funds into an exchange, and I would never bother with that. So that's a different story. Now, give me a sec. So, exchange goes down, exchange gets hacked. Now, the perfect scam, this is beautiful, right? Imagine this, the perfect scam, right? You hack multi-billion dollars, a hacker hacks it. The government intervenes, CIA, MI5, FBI, you name it, whatever, you know. It could be anything, it could be aliens from the moon, doesn't matter. The point is, the governments get involved and they recover it, but with their, you know, NSA level stuff that they got, right? These advanced techniques that they got. So they found the hacker, they got the hacker, that's it, we got you, we're gonna throw you in jail, we're gonna throw the keys away, and the world will never know who you are. Full stop. We're gonna be locked up for 100 years. Absolutely fine, right? But then, and this is the beautiful part, the government says, well, these are hacked funds, but of course, normally you would blacklist them because that's what we prescribed. We said any funds that have any illegitimate, right? So any dodgy dealings with any funds, we need to block those wallets so they can never transfer these funds, and these funds can never be used. So that's what normally happens. Even if you send to another wallet, that wallet gets done, right? So this is what the new agenda was, right? So how to block wallets. But if the government itself has the funds, then why would you block it? Double standards. You see what I mean? Double standards, right? So the perfect scam is to hack the funds and then claim it's a government wallet and unfreeze the funds and spend it as you wish. Or at least that's what we were told, or we think, right? So then what happens is you obviously take it as a government, you get to wash those funds and you bring it out. Nobody knows what the government's really doing. Where is the government really sending it? Would you really know if the government's using it to fix the roads or whatever, or build, you know, we don't know, right? We don't know what the government does, right? Let's just be honest about that, right? But it gets really cool, right? So this is all related to the Bahamas, right? Where SBF's company was set up, where FTX was set up. And Bahamas, they actually released a statement regarding that they asked FTX to hand over XYZ amount of funds, which now apparently is the 35th largest Ethereum wallet on the planet. Pretty amazing, isn't it? Pretty amazing. The perfect scam, right? Perfect scam, because, you know, when the government sees your property, well, the government is allowed to resell it back or use it or purpose it in any other way. And this is exactly what's going on. I looked at it and I was like, wow. So this is going even better, deeper, and much more fascinating. And I'm wondering, like, what are some of the big dogs out there? What are they doing? Are they blacklisting these this particular wallet? What is Ethereum doing about it? If this is hacked funds, Ethereum should make this untradeable. That's what I would say. Make it completely untradeable, you know, because they were talking about blacklisting wallets. Well, hold on, that should be blacklisted in my opinion. What's Vitalik Buterin doing about that, right? So this is what I'm thinking. The perfect scam. Wow. What? It's just unbelievable. It's like the most perfect, and it's being done right in front of everybody. Okay, the news is only showing what needs to be shown. All right, things are being leaked, and I'm thinking, are they really being leaked, or are they actually not being leaked but called leak, if that makes sense, right? What if it's selective information, right? That, you know, let's all talk about this and get this all, because I saw a lot of diversion, and I actually mentioned something to someone else the other day as well. I'm seeing a lot of diversion going on, and I'm thinking, seriously, something is not right. That doesn't make any sense, right? I don't want to see diversion. We know what happened, right? Story's over. It's, you know, it's like FTX went down, boom, that's it. There is no ifs and buts about that, right? That's it. Market's gone down. What are you going to do about the conspiracy? They want to bring the price down, good luck, bring it down. If there are people out there who are ready to buy at the lower prices, by all means, those are the real bulls, right? So that's what's going to happen. But when you've got a government of a particular country or state, whatever you want to call it, the Bahamas, taking funds that have been hacked, I just got to wonder, what are they going to do with it? Because if it's blacklisted, they can't use it. But do they have some sort of a special clearance where they don't need to be blacklisted? And if that's the case, then it's double standards. Then you can't blacklist anybody. That's my argument, right? So yeah, I'm a bit heated up right now because I'm thinking about it and I'm like, wow, what kind of hypocrisy? Because he's the one, SBF is the one who came up with that proposal, how to blacklist accounts. So are they going to whitelist this before they start blacklisting everybody else? I mean, it's just shocking. It is just shocking, right? Because Congress is pushing for tighter regulations, bigger regulations, got to save user funds, all right? We've got to protect people in the name of protecting your funds, right? We've got to do this, like in the UK, a lot of the banks, to protect our clients, we will not allow you to spend your money on crypto. We will not allow you to invest your money into crypto. But however, just on the bottom, somewhere on the applications or apps, do you want to use Wealthify? You can invest here, you can do this, you can make £1 into 100, you know? And you're thinking, bastards, you told me I can't invest to protect my funds, and now you're telling me to go and invest into something else, which also has the same risk factor, right? Whether I invest £1 or 100 or 1,000, it doesn't make a difference, right? You know, ultimately, any money I invest is at risk, full stop. You could have given me a disclaimer and says, look, do you understand this? Educate me, not block me, but that's what you've been doing. You've been blocking me. This is one of the reasons why I stopped using banks. This is one of the reasons why I said, like, sorry, I don't need a bank anymore, right? And this is exactly what's going on. Wow, unbelievable. So that's like, in my opinion, that's like the perfect scam. It's coming. Regulations coming. As I said, it's probably one of the last videos I'm going to talk about SBF because I don't need to give him any more airtime. Believe me, absolutely no, it's not necessary at all. Now let's move on to some of the charts, right? I'm not going to show you a chart because I'm driving, as you can see. But I want to talk about charts, right? So there are a lot of people out there talking about some specific data that has shown up on Bitcoin's charts, right? They don't talk about the whole crypto industry because 21,000 crypto didn't exist until 6 months ago. So they won't talk about that. They won't talk about Ethereum because it didn't exist until 2015. But they're talking about Bitcoin because it's the one that's been there right from the beginning. And what they're saying is how Bitcoin is going to be doing this, going to be doing that. And believe me, most of it is bearish, right? And one thing I've seen over and over again is, regardless, and I'm not saying Bitcoin's not going to be bearish, by the way. I'm not saying any of that stuff. But I'm talking about patterns, right? We have this pattern in the charts. We have this growth in the industry. And when I'm talking about growth, I'm literally talking about how we are getting more and more users come to the space, you know, over time. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about how we only had, like, you know, 0.00001%, you know, of people interested in BTC from way back in the days, to the point where it's like 3-4% of the people of the planet actually have or own some crypto. So that's growth, right? That's a lot of growth. You know, we used to have, at one stage, we had only, you know, a few million BTC, and I remember this, and now we have 19 million BTC out there already. So everything is telling me there is interest, and believe me, there's no BTC just hovering around on the internet. It's just, oh, just sitting there. No one's got it. No one owns that. No. Every single mined BTC is in somebody's wallet. That explains a lot. It's not like fiat currency where a bank or an institution who has the power to print more money literally presses a button, prints some currency and just sits on it until somebody asks for it. If they don't, then they'll just go and destroy it. It's not like that. BTC is in your wallet, right? Whether you mine it, whether you earn it, whether you buy it, do whatever, it's always in your wallet. So that's what I'm seeing, right? And I see growth. BTC's current price, it's come down to what, 16,700. It's gone as low as 15,000 something. Is that a fair price? Absolutely fair price, right? Is it the price we want to see? Well, if you want to buy, that's the price you want to see. However, if you don't want to buy, then yeah, it's a different story. If you're looking to sell because you bought it at a higher price or whatever, or you just want to sell it for some big money, you're looking for that $1 million BTC, by all means. And I've said this so many times. I said, guys, BTC, a lot of people are promoting how BTC could be the global reserve currency. I doubt that, because for it to be the global reserve currency, you literally have to hand it over to your global governments. That's a problem, because most people are not going to give it to the global governments. Also, if the government had 51% of all BTC, right, or even all mining power and everything, and they were able to control everything, do you think they will let this run an alternative currency side by side with their fiat currency? Absolutely not. Their fiat Ponzi scheme only works because, end of the day, the idea is they can print more, keep people in debt, and you know, what one generation earns or does whatever, another generation will pay back. The debt system is there to keep people enslaved. BTC doesn't do that. It gives you freedom. So think about it. You know, do you want to trade your freedom for a global reserve currency? Because I know I don't. So think about that, right? So we know that's not coming. You know, for me, I'm being straight up about it. I don't think that's going to be the case. There could be a fresh blockchain out there which could become the thing if it is totally controlled by the government, but that's how they're going to launch the CBDC XYZ, right? They'll probably have this global reserve blockchain, and then everybody else trades a few, you know, technically like ERC20 type of tokens, and that token may be or may not be the country's dollars, right? Which means it's interoperable, and ultimately the underlying functions are one blockchain. That's probably what's going to happen, and this is definitely what I think they might be looking forward to, because imagine giving 182 or 183 countries that we have now their each blockchain. If they're not interoperable, you've got a problem. How do you transfer coins from one country to another? You can't. So the global economy will stop, right? You know, imagine how many wallets you need, right? Imagine you're a global trader. You're going to need 182 different wallets. My God, and believe me, I've had a few, so I know. Yeah, it gets really, really annoying. So that's what I'm seeing anyway, right? And yeah, look, so people are calling for the charts to go down lower and lower and lower. And I'm thinking, if it breaks the trend. Now, remember this last video we did, the live stream we did, I showed you a pattern which is like a zigzag going upwards, right? It's like a thunder sign, right? Going up, like the flash sign going up. As long as that trend has not been invalidated, and that's a super trend, by the way, that's a super 13-year trend. If we invalidate that trend, it's over, guys. It's over. Forget being a bull, forget being a bear, forget the crypto. The entire market's gone. Forget it. It's gone. It's gone. People don't understand the power, right? Power. BTC currently dominance 40% or something like this. Ethereum 20%. And then you got 21,000 coins with the other 40%. People are still not understanding what's really going on. You're talking about an entire global market of crypto, 21,000 plus crypto. 40% is dominance. 40% is crypto, Bitcoin dominance. 20% is Ethereum. If BTC invalidates its, you know, super trend. Guys, this dominance doesn't exist. BTC goes to zero. Think about that. So I looked at there was some videos someone shared to me, and I'm not going to name any names because it was the most awful video I've ever seen. Number one, it had edit, you know, so many edits. It's just unbelievable amounts of edits. Number two, the person was just trying to upsell, you know, join this, join that. Obviously he needs to earn. Then I found out that whenever he gets it wrong, he literally deletes his Twitter, YouTube, everything, just vanishes. And that says a lot. That speaks volumes. So I said to the person, I said, please don't share me these kind of videos again, right? Please do not share these videos to me, because I'm not willing to encourage people like this. I'm not willing to encourage people who make mistakes and then they think it's okay to edit those mistakes. I'm not willing to promote those people. I'm not willing to support those people. I'm not even willing to go and give them a click. Does that make sense, right? It's just wrong. People like that shouldn't even exist in this space. So he brought a chart up, and his chart shows like how BTC is going to go to 3K. What he didn't realize is the chart he showed, if BTC goes to 3K, it invalidates every single bull run we've had, right? Even to the point where technical 2 bear cycle bottoms. He doesn't realize that if it goes to that 3K, it has a higher probability, and I've actually left a comment on this video, it has a higher probability of going to like $1. He doesn't realize that. Yes, there are warning signs out there. Yes, we need to be cautious. We've talked about it on the live stream. We said, guys, we would be worried if it goes beyond these lines, right? There are levels that we do not want to go below. If we did go below this, then there's no stopping it. But there are other facts. Nothing, as long as it's a continuous trading market, will ever go to zero. Unless it's a scam, unless it's a rug pull, that's a different story, right? Whatever goes down a certain amount will always go up. And I know, guys, you can't see me because it's night. I didn't put my lights on. I'm on the motorways and it's a bit noisy. I don't care, right? I'm not here for the quality. I'm you know, doing what I can, right? So don't look at my face. Listen to what I'm saying. But so this is the situation, right? This is how I'm thinking, right? Market, you know, when it goes up, and it's my motto. You probably know this. I've promoted this motto before as well. I actually have these banners made, right, which says expect a dump after a bump and expect a bump after a dump, because it's vice versa, right? One will come after another, full stop, and it's a cycle. It continues, right? So we've had a massive pump all the way to 70K. Well, it's okay. We expect it to dump. How low, we don't know. But how low, there's a question, is when does it stop, right? Because it has to stop at some stage. Whether it stops now, whether it stops in 2 weeks, whether it stops in a month, whether it, you know, stops in January, February, we don't know. We don't have a crystal ball. But we know that it has to stop at some stage. Then the question is when are you comfortable to get in? Because if you're not comfortable to get in, by all means, stand on the sidelines, but do not comment. Do not comment. You stand on the sidelines, right? If that's when if you think, okay, my price is, I want to enter at $1, stand on the sidelines and buy it at $1. No problem. No one's asking, but don't comment. Because end of the day, your comment doesn't help you more than anybody else, right? We are fine. We know where we want to enter. We know what a fair price of a BTC is, right? We know that. So we're okay. I know what I want to pay for a BTC, right? And I'm willing to pay for that, and I am paying for that. You know, whether I've lost money or not, that's a different story, but I am willing to pay that because I feel that is a fair price based on the total demand and based on the apocalypse that is coming in the fiat. So I'm looking at macro factors. I'm not looking at today. I know a lot of people say, oh, BTC $16,700. No, BTC is a BTC. If you were going to trade some Ethereum for it, yeah, then maybe you can say, yeah, okay, it's 8.9 Ethereum. But other than that, a BTC is a BTC. Your country's fiat value, and I'm talking about whatever country you're in, right? The fiat value that you are going to attach to it, it's only relevant to how much fiat there is. Okay? Only relevant to how much fiat there is. If there's, for example, I don't know, excess of $1 trillion sitting around in your country, and people have nothing better to do with that money, they'll go and pump it into stocks. They'll go and pump it into, crypto or whatever. And if the price goes up, what did it? Think about it. What did it? It wasn't scarcity. It was because you had excess money. Excess money gives excess value. Take the money away, of course the value starts dropping, people start selling, the price drops. But that time, people like myself, we go in, we say, we're going to pay the fair price. So that's what's been going on. Anyway, listen, I can go on forever with this, right? But that's not what I'm here for. I just wanted to talk about the perfect scam. I thought I'd talk a little bit about the crypto markets as well. Most of the indicators that we normally use, right? Your moving average and this and that, they're all telling us that we are very, very, very bearish, right? They're all telling us we are bearish, which is fine, right? But what I'm saying is, from a technical perspective, right? A perspective of an analyst, right? So I'm analyzing the markets from my perspective and a little bit of logic. Of course, the other day someone mentioned something about logic as well. We're not going to talk about that. But just by looking at it, I'm thinking, well, there has to be an end. Because even with technicals, right? So when we were in a bull market, our technicals kept on showing us higher numbers, which is fine, right? We were seeing 74K, we were seeing 80K, 90K, 100K. Some people even talked about $1 million, right? Which is okay, because those are technicals. They're not facts, they're just technicals. They're just technical indicators saying if this happens, or if the market trends this particular way, then this is the next level to target, which is fine, right? And then we've obviously got on the way down, right? We also have technicals telling us that yes, we could go down as much, as low as this, and so on and so forth, right? Which is okay. Now, but the technicals, as I said, they're just technicals. They're just giving you an indication based on the trend and momentum, but they're not 100% absolute. So what that means is, once we decide to move the market back up again, it's going to happen in a single day, maybe in a 4 hours or 8 hour trading session. It will happen very fast, very quick, and it will catch out a lot of people, right? Because a lot of people will be still holding onto their bags, hoping that they get that cheap BTC or whatever it be, and it's just going to pump very fast, very quick, without any warning, without any notice. It's just going to do it because it has to reverse. Another thing I wanted to point out on technicals, and this is coming from somebody who does technicals, right? There are very few leading indicators. Understand this, right? There are very few leading indicators. Most of the indicators work on previous history, so they're lagging indicators. What they do is they assess what's already happened in the market and what's already happened in your trading session. So if you're using an hourly one, it will tell you what happened in the last hour and in the historical hours to tell you what the probability is for the next hour. That's all it's doing. These are lagging indicators. They are not giving you any signal up ahead saying that's going to happen. The reason is, there is no software out there that can tell you what's going to happen in the future. I mean, imagine that, right? Your own personal crystal ball. Damn, I'll code one up myself, but it doesn't work, right? So everything is based on probabilities, market trends and everything. As I said, most indicators are lagging, right? Most indicators are lagging. They will tell you what's already happened. Right? Then it's up to the analyst to actually make a judgment and say, well, if this has already happened, what's the next probability? And as I said, there's a few indicators that are leading, And what they lead is to do with market sentiment, right? And these are really good, really funny ones, actually, in fact. So this is quite cool. Let me tell you this one, right? So this is a really good one. Some leading indicators actually use Google Analytics, right? It's quite funny. It's fascinating as well at the same time. So what they see is how the market is reacting to news, or how the Google searches work, right? So Google Trends, for example, they'll take the data from that, plug it into the indicator and say, well, hold on, we are seeing a lot more people searching for Bitcoin. We are seeing a lot more people searching for this particular coin or that particular coin. So based on that, we can see it is actually trending. And what it does, it creates a false signal, but an actually positive false signal, right? So people are assuming this indicator is leading and telling us what's going to happen next. But it's only telling us what's actually happening right now, which is fine. It's not a problem. And people react to that in a positive way. So it's a positive false, right? If that makes sense, right? I'm not against any of this, right? Because I do use some leading indicators, some lagging indicators. But at the same time, I'm conscious about it. I understand that, look, this is a lagging indicator. This is telling me what's already happened. This is telling me what's happening right now. But nothing is telling me what's going to happen tomorrow. Nothing's going to tell me what's going to happen in the next hour. That's a fact, right? So we don't have some sort of a code or a bot that predicts for us. No, we don't have that. These are judgments that we have to make. These are calls that we have to make based on probabilities and market trends. Importantly, that's what I wanted to say. So, and trends do reverse very fast, very quickly. So not many people will actually be okay with that. Okay, sorry, I'm just looking at a notification. Because I was looking at the dollar. I'm actually so this is no joke. I'm actually on the trading view right now. I'm looking at the dollar. Dollar's currently at 118. So it's 118.94. So almost 119 to a pound. Pound is 0.84 to a dollar. So it's not looking good for dollar at the moment. I want to see dollar come down a little bit more and pound bleed a little bit more, because pound, they did recently announce some mixed messages about how they're going to do interest hikes and this and that, how they're going to, the property market's not going to be fast, it's going to be very, very slow. They're telling people that we're in a recession. In fact, they openly said it in the House of Parliament that we are in a recession. So based on all of those, we understand that we are definitely in a recession. Housing market, people are not going to be buying. So because people are not going to be buying, they're going to try and encourage people to buy with the stamp duties and whatnot and this and that. And all of that news should have made pound a little bit bearish. But because of the way they said it, right? Oh, we're slowing down inflation. No, you're not. You said you're going to do 9% inflation next year, and then 2024, 7.5%. You're talking about 15% there, 16% there. But the way you said it and the way you made it sound is like 9%, and then we're going to do 7%. Well, no, you're doing 9% and 7%. That's 16%. You know, whether you do it over 2 years, it's a whole different story. You're still doing 16%. But people don't realize that. And the other factor they don't realize is, you know, 10% on say $10 is $1, but 10% on $11, right, is $1.20 or $1.10. So it grows. Right, so the compounding effect takes in effect. So 7% in 2024 could potentially be similar to 9% now. So again, people just don't understand all of this. But when they do, when people catch on, you'll see. I'm expecting a little bit of a dump. So I am observing this because I'm expecting a nice little dump to come over. So that's what's going on. BTC is doing okay. I mean, if you're in pounds, by the way, guys, you can buy cheap BTC and probably sell it back to dollar. That's not an issue. Dollar-wise, BTC is holding okay, 16,640. I don't see an issue. In fact, it's reacting very similar to how the dollar's reacting right now. The time now, and I'll tell you, the time now is 4:56 p.m. in UK. And I mean, if you look at the times and you want to match it, you can see. So it's the way it's reacting is very similar to how the dollar is reacting. So if the right now BTC USD is minus 2.4%, dollar is look at that, minus 2.8%, reacting very similar. And this is what I was telling you guys the other day, right? When the dollar collapses, BTC will also show signs of a collapse, but that's only because, actually I never mentioned that, I should mention this as well. Remember, when originally BTC came out, BTC had nothing to go, like the pair, right? So BTC had no value. So in order to create value, BTC was pegged, well not pegged, right, was paired, right? So the word should be paired with USD. So BTC actually is only paired with USD. So remember this, right? Every other currency does a currency conversion to that USD. So BTC, that's why you'll notice that when I do the crypto charts, I don't show you pound charts, right? Even though I'm in the UK. The reason I don't do that is because the pound is inaccurate. Okay, BTC was never paired with pound, and it still isn't. Sorry. So yeah, when you're seeing the crypto charts, remember the dollar is the most accurate chart, not pound or anything like this, or your currency. That's how I look at it anyway. So you know, because that's how I see things, right? Because dollar still is the reserve currency of the globe at this present moment until it fails. So yeah, I'm keeping a close eye on those lot. Ethereum, let's have a look at Ethereum. Let's see what Ethereum's doing. Total market cap's looking okay. In fact, total market cap is moving up plus 0.16%, but remember that's 21,000 cryptocurrencies. So I'll be a little bit cautious when I look at that, because that's giving you data for a lot of coins, right? A lot of coins. Let's have a look at Ethereum. BTC dominance is okay, 40.55. Ethereum is at 18.75. ETHUSD, now ETH is doing okay, very fractionally, so it's up 0.59, 0.60 right now, and it's at $1,206. What I'm seeing basically is $1,206 per coin, and I feel that that's a fair price, right? Of course, if the market decides to dump a little bit more, it has a potential to go to $800-900, right? And I want to keep it between that 800-900 bracket. That's a good, you know, it'll probably go down to that. However, if it falls below that, then we could expect the entire market to go down a little bit further, and this bearish situation will continue. So we are not going to expect a market reversal if it does go and try those $800 level basically. However, if it stays above that, the 850, you know, I would say 850, if it stays above the 850 level, then it's absolutely fine. You know, I could expect to see a positive reversal coming from that basically, and the market just shooting back up again. But yeah, other than that, guys, it's been awesome. I just wanted to get a few bits and bobs off my chest. As I said, especially it was all about that perfect scam that I think SBF has pulled off, and he's going to get away with it. And I told everybody, I've mentioned this so many times. I said, look, you know, he's going to get away with it because of the amount of connections he's got. He's fully protected. You know, there's an inside job, and it's all part of a bigger plan. I've always talked about it, and I also said this as well, he is not dumb, right? His parents are from Stanford University professors, heavily connected to politics and this and that, and from what I can gather, all the information that's come out, he's not dumb. You know, this is a guy who went to Stanford, this is the guy who went to MIT, you know, and he does FTX with his buddies from MIT, right? So when you look at all of that, you know they're not dumb people. They're not dumb people. Everything there is happening as it was meant to be. Now, also, I pointed out on Discord the other day, I said, look, MIT, if you look at some of the top companies, in fact, all of the top countries on the planet, right? Top 500 probably. I don't know, don't hold me to that one, but the top countries, right? And I'm talking like Google, Facebook, Amazon, this, that, whatever. They've all had some sort of a connection with MIT. That's all I wanted to say, right? So MIT, you know, Michigan Institute of Technology is like the incubator for some of these top big projects. I don't know, maybe there are hedge funds and this and that just sitting in there, you know, ready to pump money into these and make these successful. I'm not sure, I don't know, but it seems like there's a good pattern. Everything that comes out of MIT is 100% successful at some, you know, so think about that. But yeah, other than that, guys, like, share, subscribe. And I'm not asking you to join anything. You don't need to join anything. You don't even have to subscribe to this. You don't even have to like this. Hit that dislike button. All right, hit that dislike button. You don't even have to comment, right? I don't need you to comment, right? Because I don't need anything from you guys, right? So when I come online and say whatever I want, I just want to say whatever I want. I do not need anything from you. I don't need this channel to be successful. I don't need anybody to see any of my videos. Keep that in mind. So other than that, I'll probably see you on another one if you still decide to come back after my rant. See you later, guys. Take care.